Hey guys, you're chilling with your boy Young, and in this video we're gonna have a look at how Skeem Saam compares to its rivals, or what Skeem Saam could learn from its rivals, right? And its rivals being Uzwalo and Generations. First off, looking at the figures, looking at the viewership, you can see that Uzwalo actually overtaken Generations onto the number one spot. As you can see by the viewership, it has over 7 million viewerships, and second place is Generations, and the third place is Skeem Saam. See, firstly, let's have a look at SABC One's baby Uzwalo. This is like the it show right now. This is like, this is like the best show you can watch on SABC One, and that is true. This is the best show you can watch on SABC One. I never used to watch Uzalo until a couple of weeks ago, where I just thought, hey, let me see what all this fuss is all about. And then I sat there, watched the first episode, and right there and then I was catched. I was so much in love with it, and I had to watch it more and more and more and more. And the reason being, the writers don't know how to tell a story. They know how to keep an audience in front of their screen, glued to the screen, and also wanting more. They know how to do that. This is the common ground that Uzalo and Generation have. They know how to write stories. They know how to tell stories, because it's not um, much about knowing how to tell a story, but also you have to know how to present the story. And these guys, they really know how to present the story. In Uzolo, you have that family. It's a family, the Kulu family. That story is sort of breathes out of that family. So it's like the whole drama is centered on that family. you know so imagine if they were to take away that family. That can happen. That won't be the same. That won't be Uzolo no more, because everything is, it's like a starting point. So the Kulu family is like the starting point from this drama, and everything else just branches from there. And then on the second place, looking at Generations. Okay, on Generations, I think we have to know something here. Generation, this is the same guy who've been, giving us Generation for over a decade. So it's clear that this guy knows exactly what he's doing. I mean, he had to rework his drama with a whole new set of actors and actresses, and everyone thought, he will never do, he will never be where Generation used to be. But guess what? Generation is exactly where it's been for the past decade and some couple of years. And the reason being, this guy knows what he's doing. The creator knows what he's doing. He knows the direction of the drama. He knows what and how to do storylines. He knows exactly that. I also been watching Generation, The Legacy. It's good. It's good drama. I can't take that away from this guy. It's good drama. This guy knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. If a guy can pull off something like this, recreate a drama with a whole lot of new actors and actresses, and still manage to be where the drama was, even before the name got changed, even before the actors got changed, that gotta tell you something. That gotta tell you that this guy knows exactly what he's doing, and I love it. So also in this drama, what we're seeing the Morocco family. So the whole drama is centered on Morocco family, and everything else sort of branches from there. Again, imagine if they can write off the Morocco family. That won't feel like Generations anymore. So that's exactly why also in this the Legacy, they also brought in the same kind of storylines, the same families and whatever, but just new actors and different storylines and everything all together. So this guys, he knows what he's doing. And then we have we have SABC's third baby, which is Skeem Saam. Okay, first thing to know with Skeem Saam, they don't have any direction, right? The drama itself doesn't have any direction. If I ask you now, which family is this drama centered on? What would you say? Exactly, nothing. So, something that Skeem Saam could work on, or something that Skeem Saam can learn from the other soapies, the other rivals, and not only Uzalo and Generations, but also I can give an example of Isibaya. Isibaya is centered on the on that family, the taxi business family. Forgot. Yeah, so he's centered on that family, and everything else sort of branches from there. But then in Skeem Saam, which family is the drama centered on? See, that is something that you gotta think about. That is something that you should think about if you want to, or if they want to overcome Generations and Uzwalo in terms of viewerships and putting out good drama. It has to stem from somewhere. As much as a smoke can just start anywhere, a smoke has to have a starting point, has to have an origin. But that's not the case with Skeem Saam for whatever reason. I don't know why that is, but it's just how it is. So then I think the next question, the next important question would be, do will Skeem Saam ever be or overtake Uzwalo or Generations, like any one of them, to the second spot or the first spot? And the quickest answer is yes, but the longest answer is no. So the longest answer being no is that the drama lacks direction. It lacks an origin, a centered point. Back in the day, some 4 years ago, when it started, it was more like centered on Lieto's family. But now they're sort of taking that away, and now it's like all over the place. You can't tell its origin. You can't tell the drama where it's going. You can't tell where it's coming from. You know, it used to be about a focus on these high school boys, which were Lieto, Tabo, and the third guy. I forgot his name as well. So some 4 years back, that was like the origin of the story. But then they went to varsity, and now you see where the problem is. They had to adapt. They had to rework their their origin point into something else, but they didn't do that. I think somewhere along the lines they lost they lost their eyes on the ball, and for that they're gonna pay heavily. They're gonna pay heavily for that. So now the quickest answer, yes, they can overtake Uzalo and Generations, is by doing quite the opposite. They have to bring in a center point, an origin, where the story um, sort of comes from, the starting point of every storyline in there. They need to have that. They need to have that. And also, we have seen what the writers can do. So it's not a matter of the writers are not experienced, the writers this, the writers that. No. The writers, we have seen what they're capable of bringing in to the table. They're capable. We saw that on last year's drama, the last year's episode of Mahongwa, the whole incident with Brabi and them. I mean, that to me still remains the best episode that they have ever produced. See, if they can write that kind of level, the kind of episode level that they did that time, I'm telling you, we're gonna see a difference in viewership. So anyway, guys, that's me, and that's my thoughts, that's my opinion, because it seems like every time I say something, people feel, or some people feel like I'm shoving it down their throats. I'm shoving my opinions down their throats, like I'm forcing them to take my opinions when going forward with these dramas and whatever else. But that's not exactly the point, and this comes from people who don't even listen to the things that I'm saying throughout. They only listen for like a few minutes and they think, oh, this guy trying to shove his viewpoints on us. It's like he wants us to believe what he's saying. It is what it is. But really, these are just my opinions, all right? These are just my opinions. So before anyone get into their feelings talking about how I'm forcing whatever on them, they should really think that, hold on, put your brakes on. These are just my opinions. So anyway, guys, it's been a pleasure talking to you guys. I really hope Skeem Saam can, re-strategize, rewrite the whole drama, come up with a centered point, come up with, a centered point where this story origins from, you know. And also, we have seen Ayanda. They killed that storyline, and the next one to go, it seems like it's gonna be from Mahonga's side, that kid, the one who's saying he's going to the University of Cape Town. To me, it looks like they want to exit his character because, quite frankly, it's irrelevant now, you know, given that Fanny has been caught. And then, okay, so what's next for him? That's like the big question now. So Ayanda, I've seen her in the Scandal. She just came back on Scandal, and as I said before, that she is gone, and most people, like even her, she was saying, well, I'm not exceeding the episode, my contract allows for me to do both shows and whatever. And I did say that, they should say that, that's what they are told to say, but in reality, she is going, she knows it. So anyway, guys, this is me. It's been a pleasure, and thanks for watching. And let's get talking in the comment section. Holla at your boy. I'm young. I'm out.